Hello everyone, and welcome back to Healers. Last time, well, we dove into the magic a little bit. Today we're going to do a little bit more than that, but we're going to focus on Britannia and Arc's magic. Namely to the fact that those are the ones that are the easiest to get into. So for starters, last time, we made all this living rock, some living wood. I have stored in this chest right over here. And, yeah. So, first thing we're gonna do is make a couple of mana pools. Mana pools are the quintessential storage for all Britannia magic. You need two, actually. One for storing magic and one for the upgrade. When you first make them, they come out as diluted magic pools. But that's going to soon change. Let's just pop this down right here. Alright. I'll explain that icon later on. Let's just put that back. And the next thing we're going to need to do is create a mana spread and some day blues. For that, we're going to need to take a look at our book. All these plants generate mana in one form or another, and we're going to go into all of them. This is a particularly good one. This is why we want Britannia and Thaumcraft, because this absorbs the taint, all the runoff from what we're going to be doing with Thaumcraft that generates taint, and it will allow us to save the world using these. Well, it will help anyway. So, the first thing we're going to need are nightshades, day blooms. Day blooms generate mana by day. It's not feasible or productive to put them in that kind of pattern. We want a 5x5 grid because when they're next to each other, it doesn't maximize mana production. So for starters, we're going to need these yellow petals, orange petal, or blue petal, and of course, more seeds. So let's go ahead and fish out two of these. An orange one, which I don't appear to have. I'm gonna need to go back to land to get some. But we do have the blue one. Light blue, that is. That's cyan. Oh, wow. We do not have blue. Oh, I'm sorry, people. I'm just gonna need that. Here I was, thinking that I was all set up. I'm gonna need to take a trip inland to get more stuff. Put those back. Actually, that's dirt. That can go in there. This can come out. Well, let's move on to Arc's magic then. So, last time on Arc's magic, I was trying to find the altar recipe. Luckily, I remember that stuff because, like I said, I got really in depth into it. So, we're just gonna go ahead and build it. Now, I'm using witchwood. You can use wood for any bit of base, but witchwood is one of the strongest materials you can use for the base of your particular magic altar. You're also going to need a lectern. That's just a plank of wood. That's just one piece of wood, and then 3 pieces of plank done on top of it, like kind of like that. But yeah, I'll show you how to craft it later. And we're also going to need a lever. The lever can be stuck on any side of it on the outside. I don't know why it needs the lever. Probably just a design choice. So it can be there, it could be here, and it could be here. I'm not sure if it could be on the same side as the lectern, but you're going to need the lectern somewhere. And put the lectern, again, on any side of it. But since the lectern is going to be where we're putting books, we don't want to have that out of reach or in an inconvenient place. Now then, as you can see, the base of whatever you build it out of has to be in a 5x5 grid. The entire altar itself needs to be made out of the same material, so if you start using oak wood for the base, you have to use oak wood for each one of these columns. And on the top here, I already wrote some cobblestone steps leading up to show you. We have oak steps. The oak steps themselves need to be placed one on either end, 3 across the top, and then 2 more planks in between. Now if you build the altar out of stone or cobblestone, it's pretty much the same design. No matter what material you use, if it's a viable material for the altar, you can just go ahead and do it in this pattern. And make sure you have your flavor and your lectern. Now that, if you're wondering why these holes are in here and why they're missing spaces, I'm about to explain. So, take your glass. The last thing the altar needs, or second to last thing the altar needs, are crystals of some kind. Diamond, emerald, ruby. Not that ruby exists, but in this particular mod pack, once you get into Thaumcraft, there's moonstone and sunstone that generates randomly in the world. Sunstone usually generates a lava, like in the nether, and moonstone just generates on top of whatever surface you're on. So there's a chance that I'm going to walk outside one day, and there's going to be a moonstone right outside here. That'd be nice to show you guys. But what we're going to do with our crystals, in this case the glass, is we're going to just pop it on the sides, like this. Now glass is not the most optimal crystal that you can use. In fact, it's the most basic. And as you go on, you're going to want to get better and better crystals. Last thing we need is the crafting altar itself. Just pop that right in the middle. Alright. Now, if you're wondering why nothing's happened, that's invisible. If that's invisible, the altar is not complete. And you want to know why that is? It's because we're going to need to get more vitrium dust. Now, it has nothing to do with these blocks on the outside we're about to remove. What we need to do is fill this in with a particular material also from the mod. And it's not that hard to get or make. We just need some stone, pickaxe that can harvest iron. Redstone, that is. Not iron. So we're gonna get an iron pickaxe. And we're gonna go ahead to our strip mine. I've been meaning to show you guys this for some time. Doesn't that look like a sweet graveyard? That is, I want to show you my strip mine. Here we go. Right below the waves. I was fortunate to come across a sinkhole like this. And every time you see that, it means that there's a hollow underneath. Now I've already dug it out quite a bit, getting material, stone, you name it. Dug a couple of pathways. When I got around here, started digging down. Get rid of that stuff. Always need more cobblestone. And I found this chasm. Yeah. Found some good stuff down here. Now, vitrium ore looks exactly like that before it's mined. It can usually be found in large clumps. Sometimes you only get one piece, but for what you're going to get started with, you only need 2. So let's get started. You're going to need a lot of this in the end anyway. There we go. Might as well grab that for Thaumcraft later. Not that it has a particularly good use right now. Not for what we can achieve. Yeah. So, this is my little strip mine. There we are. Not that impressive, but we'll get there. Alright. So now we get our way back up. Let's go out the other exit though. That's gonna take too long. Also, I have potatoes, which means I'm gonna need to take the farming a little more seriously. Here we go. Back up to the surface. Alright. And while we're down here, I might as well show you how to actually research nodes. As you can see, we have a research node right over there. And we just need to take our wand out. Here we go. Now, these nodes, you can't be in a boat apparently. It's a little change from the original mod. You just need to hover over it, look directly at it, and hold down right. And I don't have the proper means to study it, because I need the study tools. Alright, let's just go over this one. Here we go. That's a lot of research points right there. Take our boat back. Alright. Now we're just gonna head up this ladder. Vintinium? Martinium. We need one because I already got one in storage. But nevertheless, we're gonna let the rest of that smelt up, as we're gonna need quite a bit of it. Where's the rest of my... oh. Forgot the ore. Excuse me. Melt this down. That was one I was holding to show you guys what it looked like. But, whatever. So now, we take this, go over to a crafting bench. After we grab some stone out, we just need one piece of stone. Pop it down like that. And then, when it's in the center, here we go. We got magic barriers. Magic walls can reflect magic. Yeah, they're not too strong. They're like glass, but they do have moving textures. So I might replace the glass on this with some of this. I'll get to show you a neat little pickaxe from Britannia, actually, that allows us to remove glass without breaking it. But nevertheless, once you have your magic barriers, go ahead and pop it down like this. And voila, it's complete. And as you can see, we can see the stone now. Turn it on. There we are. Oh. Anyway, it's on. Alright. So, that's the basics of how the building is altered. Now then, if you recall, last time I went to utilities for touch dig. Let's get further into that, shall we? First thing we're going to need to do is build ourselves a table. So, let's put the magic barrier away, along with the dust. Hold this out, get a little organized, put some other stuff away, and go down to our crafting table. Wrong thing. Give me a minute, I'll find it. This is actually a good one to show you anyway. As you create spells, you're going to need a place to store them all so it doesn't clog up your inventory. And that's what the spell looks for. So we're going to need to get a bunch of leather. We got plenty of paper, and we even got some string. We're also going to need to make spell parchment. And here's the table itself. We're just going to back up. Thought that would bring us to the altar construction. As you can see, sticks, paper, an abundant supply. But this is the basis of everything we need for spell parchment. And we're going to need a lot of it in order to do everything we need to. So, we need a feather, which thanks to this mod pack we can make. Just some basic oak planks, and some oak, or witch wood, whatever you want, a torch, and a feather. Those So, let's make a feather. As you recall, I already had one from the last time I made one. I'm also going to need 2 oaks. And, actually I'm going to need more oak. Let's see. Unless I can salvage an oak plank. Let's go ahead and tear up the floorboards. There we are. That way we don't waste any time here. So, we're also going to need paper. Which I swear I have around here. Nope. Well, here's the paper. Make 2, because we're going to need to make 2. Let's make some spell parchments. There we are. 1 spell parchment. 1 candle, aka torch. 1 feather. 1 spell parchment from Onyx Magic. Spread across here. Get those down. And bam. Now we got ourselves a table. And we are getting into Onyx Magic. It's getting kind of excited. We're definitely going to need to expand the workbench and work area. Until then, let's pop this down. Here we are. So, I bet you're wondering how we create a spell. Well, what we're going to need to do is put a writing book right in the middle here. It is rather costly because it requires a book and leather. But I think it's worth it. So, let's fetch out a bit. One of those. Some ink. Alright. Let's go ahead and make a writing book to make a spell. Voila. Now then, head back to here. Pop the book down. We could drag our aspects down. Now, squares determine what kind of shape the spell is going to be. In this case, it's going to be a touch spell, which means I need to use the spell at melee range. And we wanted to dig, so we're going to put in this aspect. This determines what the spell does. One second. Sorry about that. So, these boxes are for these brown squares. Had to do a little bit of a review on this. Yeah, I can remember how to build the altar, but I can't remember how to make a spell. I know, it's ludicrous. After you drag what shape you want it to be, it can have multiple shapes. Take the aspects you want it to do, and drag it to this gray bar right here. Then we name it. We're going to name this one Dig, for obvious reasons. And then, voila. We have spell components, Dig. So afterwards, we're just going to drop this onto the lectern. Watch this. Alright. Now when we right click on the lectern again, we can come up with, it's going to tell us a bit about the spell and what we need to make it. As you can see, it's first and only shapes touch. To make it, we're going to need a black room, some vitrine dust, a feather, a raw fish, which, you know, we're out in the end of the ocean, I'm sure we can get it. An orange room, iron shovel, iron pick, and spell parchment. Yeah, I knew that was spell parchment. There's only one reason to have a spell there. We're also gonna need some clay. So let's go ahead and grab that stuff. Now that making runes might have changed, but I doubt it. Let's go into our runes. Yeah, let's make a bag. Rune bag. Gonna need to make that. That's new. Anyway, to make the blank runes, cobblestone in that pattern, that hasn't changed. To make a black rune, or just a black tie, that had a word for a second, and a black rune. And it's the same thing with the orange rune. So let's go ahead and get some clay. We'll find some. And we already have plenty of iron. And we don't really need to kill a squid, but yeah. Might as well for its ink. There we go. I know there's clay around here. Oh, not the squid drowned. It couldn't handle the fact that it saw its buddy die and decided to off itself. Where is the clay? I know there was some around here. Don't you hate that? Now it's raining. Just need one bit of material. And you can't find it, although you swear you've seen her around. Honestly, it's one of the most annoying parts about this. I know there's clay around here. Ah, here it is. See what I mean? We just need one little bit of clay. We don't need a full bit. We'll leave the rest of that for next time. As far as orange dye goes, well, we're gonna need to make some. Some red yellow flowers. Hopefully we can come across some. Of course, we do have the Britannia flowers. We can take 2 petals, grind those up into something. Let's go ahead and make some runes. Obviously, I don't have all the materials yet, and I will need more. No, we can't make orange dye that way. Let's go ahead and make a bowl, though. Get some wood, cut down these trees. Here we go. Plant another tree. There we are. Now let's make a mortar and bowl. Mortar and pestle. First, we're going to need to make some bowls. Huh. Apparently the recipe for bowls has changed. Here we are. Use oak planks now. Imagine that. Well, we're gonna need more of these eventually anyway. It's much more efficient. We take a stick. Huh. Once again, Britannia has changed. Give me a second to look this up. Well, I was almost right. Put down a stick. wood plank, and a bowl. Here we have our pestle and mortar. We're going to grind up that yellow. Then we're going to take that, grind it up into red. Just need one. Yeah, now we should be able to combine the two, make some orange. And voila, we got orange dye. Gonna melt this down. Some iron. Grab more cobblestone. That's why I need a lot of blank runes for this mod. Set two aside. Gonna need to get more resources eventually. Here we are. So that gave us 2 black runes each time. We're gonna need black as well, so I must make multiple of these runes. 2 of those. And 2 of those. Put the ink back. The string away. Alright. And we're gonna need this iron. So obviously one of the things it needs is a pickaxe. I'm just gonna go ahead and quickly check what else it needs. Hopefully it will stop raining soon. Alright. Black runes. Oh, I'm sorry. Black rune. Orange rune. I can read. Vitrium dust. Feather. Raw fish. Clay. Well, we got the clay. Need an iron shovel. So we only need one more piece of iron. Let's go ahead and do that. Get an iron shovel. We got 1 clay, spell scroll, vitrium dust, it's a feather. Need a black rune, which means I gotta make 2 more. Alright. Now then, we just need the fish. Let's go ahead and put some of our stuff away. Organize it later. That's the last thing. Put that there. Let's take some of our string. Go fishing. I don't know why this spell requires a fish, but I'm not gonna question it. Gives me a reason to go fishing. I don't really need any other reason than that. Let's jump down and get started. Now all we need is some raw fish, and hopefully we'll get one soon. Anytime now. Here we go. That's one. What kind of fish was that? Raw tuna. Oh, that's gonna cook up nicely. I do like tuna. And there we go. We got our fish. Now, am I missing anything? I think we got everything. Unless I'm forgetting something, which I often do. We'll find out in a sec. Alright, let's check. Blank room, check. Dust, check. Feather, check. Raw fish, check. Clay, check. Archer, check. Shovel and spear. Shovel and pickaxe, check. And spell parchment. Alright. Now what you want to do is arrange that the order that it tells you to. because you need to toss these things in order, one by one, exactly how it says in the book. Alright, iron shovel, iron pickaxe, orange rifle. Like I said, it's very important to get it right the first time, otherwise you end up wasting all this material for no reason. Feather, raw fish clay. Feather, raw fish clay, orange root, shovel, and pickaxe. And spell scroll. Okay. So let's get this stuff off there. Alright, now we're going to want to toss these into the center of this one by one. Now, it used to crash when you walked through the middle of it. I'm not sure if it still does. You probably patched it. But if you walk through the middle of it while it's crafting a spell, bad things can happen if you do it wrong. So let's go ahead and craft it. Toss one in. Oh, for fuck's sake. Just had to look it up. Apparently I missed two very key components to this, and it has me kind of beefed. Well, first of all, I screwed up, and I'm sorry for that. Because I forgot one shade that they put into here. Everything else was right, the setup was right, the spells were right. That took forever to find. Literally just hours, and then finally I gave up and checked the internet. I don't like checking the internet too often. I like to think of it as cheating when I do, but you know what? Screw it at this point. So, we gotta put in these staircases like this, and this, and this. Oh. And this. And that should be it. I'll toss in the room. Here we go. Now, as you can see, it begins to go into the process of opening next. So now we need to toss in a feather, the fish, clay, orange root, and voila. Just let it go. And oh, and the spell parchment. And voila! We got our spell dig. Well, it sounds like my roommate's getting up, so that's all the time I have for you now. Until next time, I'm Top It Out of Set. I will see you all on the flip side.